I can't stay over 20 minutes because of this camera. Hey, what's up? This is Steven, and I am giving away a Nest Mini smart speaker. I love these things. If you are in the Google ecosystem, this is a must-have. I use this. This has replaced my alarm clock. I'm able to listen to music, program my lights, tell my lights to turn on and off, my upstairs and downstairs thermostat. So I'll be giving these away with instructions in the description and in the blog. Like, subscribe, follow, and these will be chances for you to win yours. On with the show. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the Proof of My Existence podcast. Recording this on the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, and I have to give shouts out to my frat brother, Martin Luther King, on this day, and have to show some love for fellow frat brother, Reverend Dr. Senator-elect Raphael Warnock, who is also the pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church that was co-pastored by Dr. King. His election, along with others around the country, including the presidential election, has been met with a lot of controversy, a lot of calls to overturn a democratic process that's been in our country for years, and it's notably led to the Capitol Hill riots and insurrection. And we witnessed this. We're in 2021, thinking we left 2020 behind, and it looks like the Capitol Police just kind of let 2020 in through all entrances. So the first thing you hear after the insurrection is, how did we get to this place? America is not like this. Really? America is not like this. So, time for a history lesson. One second. America seems to have a history of white supremacist uprising whenever democracy is in use, whenever white supremacy is threatened. We have these uprisings. You can look back at Tulsa, the Tulsa Massacre, Rosewood, and since I'm in North Carolina, I'd like to talk about the Wilmington Insurrection of 1898. In Wilmington, North Carolina, there was a thriving community of black and white professionals and politicians. Businesses were thriving, owned by blacks, and one of the things you don't hear in history is after slavery, blacks were becoming successful. They were no longer slaves and owned their own businesses. In 1898, a group of white supremacists in Wilmington, North Carolina, decided to overthrow the government, and they were successful. And if you haven't heard about this, it's because it was downplayed. Initially, it was spun as a black riot, but this is the only successful coup of a democratically elected government in the United States. During this insurrection, 60 to 300 people were killed. Businesses by blacks were destroyed. The government was overturned. I believe that the mayor was forced out at gunpoint. And what didn't happen was accountability. So what you hear in the aftermath of this insurrection by politicians who just faced almost losing their lives in the House of Representatives is that we have to have healing and to move forward. There is no healing without accountability. And what happened in Wilmington is people went about their way as far as there was no challenge because white supremacy was unchecked. And these individuals just went on and became successful, rose to power. 4 participants of the Wilmington insurrection became governor in North Carolina. 4 individuals who took part in the white supremacist overthrow of a democratically elected government went on to become governor in North Carolina. Some of the other participants became congressmen, senators, other high-ranking officials. We have buildings across the state that were named after these individuals. So this is what happens when we have unchecked white supremacist aggression. When democracy is challenged, there's white supremacy. So to counter the argument that this isn't who we are, if we look hard enough, this is who we are. And one of these individuals, the leader of the coup, Alfred Waddell, who coined the term race riot, later became the keynote speaker at the Forsyth County Courthouse for their Confederate monuments installation. So a lot of times when you hear that these Confederate monuments are heritage, not hate, you can look hard enough and see that hate is the heritage. So when people say this isn't who we are, I strongly disagree, and that can be backed up with research, documented history. But don't take my word for it. Charles Blow has an excellent piece on CBS This Morning titled "The Greatest Threat to Our Democracy," and I'll provide the link below. NPR's Sam Sanders has an excellent piece called "The Lies We Tell Ourselves About Race," and that is also going to be linked in the description and the blog post. With all of this, one of the euphemisms I think back to is the marketing for Trump's campaign, "Make America Great Again." Who was it great for? I have to ask myself that. It wasn't great for my ancestors. Who was it great for? It's a wink and a nod to white supremacy. So when people tell us this isn't who we are, I have to counter with history. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.